The Amazing Rainforest by Ellie,
Maggie,
Joe,
Davis.
where and what are rainforests?
Tropical rainforests are the most extraordinary places on Earth. Always hot and wet, these forests are home to at least one half of all the world's plants and animal species.
But the tropical rainforests cover only 6% of the Earth's surface and can only be found in a place called the tropics.
The tropics are located near the equator. The northern border is called the Tropic of Cancer, and the southern border is the Tropic of Capricorn.
Continents that still have tropical rainforests are South and Central America, Africa, Asia, India, and Indonesia, and Australia.
There are some rainforests that are not tropical. These rainforests are located in cooler areas and are called temperate rainforests.
In South America, the Amazon rainforest is the largest rainforest on Earth. The Amazon River runs through this giant rainforest.
It rains all the time in the rainforest. Often, the rainfall is very hard, but it usually lasts less than an hour.
At least 6 feet or 72 inches of rain must fall every year for a forest to be called a rainforest.
Many tropical rainforests, however, get far more than rain than that. Some get 21 feet or 231 inches of rain per year.
Compare that on average of only 3 feet or 36 inches of rain a year for the rest of the planet.
Rainforests are sometimes called the lungs of the world.
This is because the millions of trees in the rainforest take in carbon dioxide from the air and give off oxygen.
Humans and most animals need oxygen to breathe. The trees of the rainforest provide much of the world's oxygen supply.
The temperature is about 80 degrees Fahrenheit or 27 degrees Celsius all year long. So I'm guessing that rainforests are always bright and sunny.
No, not at all. Very little sunlight reaches the ground because the leaves of the trees in the rainforest block it out.
In fact, some scientists estimate that less than 1% of the sun's light gets to the rainforest floor. So down on the floor, it is dark and shadowy.
In the tropics, located around the equator, the sun shines 12 hours a day. The sun is almost directly overhead at noon, and this causes the high temperatures.
There are 4 layers of the tropical rainforest: emergent layer, canopy, understory, and forest floor. Each layer provides a different kind of habitat to the plants and animal species living there.
The thick, high branches of the tall trees form the sunny umbrella-like canopy over most of the forest. The canopy trees can be from 115 to 150 feet above the ground.
More plants and animals live in the canopy than any other layer of the rainforest environment.
Below the canopy are smaller trees, shrubs, and plants that grow to about 65 feet. They make up the understory. Little light reaches this layer.
At the bottom of the rainforest is the dark forest floor. Here you will find seedlings and ferns. Many animals and insects live here too.
Are there trees anywhere else?
Yes, giant trees are called emergents, tower over the canopy. This makes up the 4th layer of the rainforest, the emergent layer.
The emergent trees have adapted themselves by having tall, slender trunks, small leaves, and rounded umbrella-like crowns because this area gets more sun and is hotter than any other layer.
A single giant emergent crown can spread out over an acre of the rainforest. Each of these trees release some 200 gallons of water vapor into the atmosphere every day.
Unlike other forests, the rainforest has many different tree species per acre, but only a few of each kind of tree is in this acre.
So what's up with rainforest plants?
A strange fact about the rainforest trees is they don't have very deep roots. The trees' roots grow close to the surface. This is very different from the trees that live in Iowa.
One of the reasons for shallow roots is the soil found in the rainforest is very poor. The poor soil quality is part due to all the rain. It washes most of the nutrients away very quickly.
Wait a minute, the rainforest trees are really, really tall? How can shallow roots support these giant trees?
One way rainforest tree roots can support the huge tree above them is by growths on the trunk, called buttresses.
The buttress roots are triangular-shaped supports that help hold up the tree by spreading the tree's weight out over a broad area.
Smaller trees sometimes have long, pole-like structures called stilts growing from their trunks. These stilts help prop the tree upright.
Then there are the killer trees. The strangler fig has adapted a different type of root.
The strangler fig seed starts out high up in the canopy so it can get sunlight. The seed starts to grow on another tree instead of the ground.
Then the roots of the strangler fig slowly grow down around the host tree. Eventually, they reach the forest floor and take root in the ground.
But as the strangler fig is growing, it is slowly choking the life out of its host and sometimes even nearby trees. So that's why they call it the killer tree.
Another giant emergent tree is the kapok tree. We get many things from the kapok tree.
Some from the seed pods we get a waterproof fiber called kapok. This soft material makes an ideal stuffing for life jackets and mattresses.
The kapok tree also produces an oil that people use in cattle feed and to make soup.
People living in the rainforest make canoes and rafts from the wood of the kapok tree too.
Some of the plants that live in the canopy have their roots in the air. These epiphytes grow on the branches and trunks of tall trees in the canopy where they can get lots of sunlight. Here, roots never touch the ground.
Some of these plants collect pools of rain in their leaves and get nutrients from the plant and animal debris.
Other epiphytes drop roots down to the forest floor and pick up water and nutrients that way, while others just use the humidity and dust floating in the air.
The best known epiphyte is the bromeliad. It is built something like the top of a pineapple.
The bromeliads have a large hollow center that can hold as much as 12 gallons of rainwater. These plants are only home some snails, beetles, salamanders, and tree frogs will ever know.
Some plants have adapted themselves to actually catch insects and small animals. The pitcher plant's leaves are vase-shaped and filled with a sweet liquid nectar that lures insects inside.
Once inside, the bugs are dissolved or digested, and this is how these carnivorous plants get the nutrients they need to live.
What about vines? I thought the rainforest was full of vines.
The biggest vines are lianas. They can grow up to 800 feet long and can be as thick as a man's body. That's what I'd call big vine.
Did you know most of the food we eat every day once lived in the rainforest?
The foods includes sugar, rice, corn, bananas, coconuts, coffee, and tea, pepper, and many other spices, vanilla and other flavorings, and cocoa beans for making chocolate.
Don't forget chicle from the sapodilla tree in Central America. Chicle is used to make chewing gum.
Many medicines come from the rainforest plants too. In fact, about one out of every 4 medicines we use come from the rainforest.
Many tropical plants have ingredients used to make antibiotics, painkillers, and heart drugs.
The National Cancer Institute has found thousands of plants with anti-cancer properties, and 7 out of every 10 come from the rainforest.
Wow,
we didn't realize all that stuff we use from the rainforest, and we don't even live there. What about all the tropical rainforest animals? About half of all animal species on Earth live in the tropical rainforest. That sounds like a lot of animals.
In 4 square miles, you could find 125 mammal species, 400 bird species, 100 reptile species, 60 amphibian species, and about 40,000 different kinds of insects.
So everywhere you look in the tropical rainforest, you will find living things. And that's why the rainforest is so noisy.
The howler monkey is the noisiest animal in the canopy. They can be heard from as far away as 2 miles.
There are also many birds in the canopy. There are about 2,600 bird species found in tropical rainforests. 1 out of every 3 make their home in the canopy.
Parrots and toucans are 2 brightly colored species that nest and feed in the trees. Parrots' hooked bills have adapted to crack hard nuts and seeds.
The largest bird in the rainforest is the harpy eagle. The male can weigh 20 pounds and can stand 3.5 feet tall.
Their prey consists of monkeys, sloths, and opossums. They even chase down howler monkeys reaching speeds of 50 miles per hour.
There is even a bird called the hoatzins that fly, climb, and swim.
Hoatzins feed the leaves of trees near streams. When a young hoatzin is threatened, it dives into the water until the danger passes.
When it swims to shore, climbs up a tree with the claws on its wings, and returns to its meal of leaves.
What about the animals that live on the rainforest floor?
Glad you asked. Mostly, they are plant eaters. In African rainforests, giant forest hogs weighing 600 pounds travel in herds of about 20.
In Southeast Asia, black and white tapirs browse along riverbanks, munching on grass, buds, twigs, and fruit.
Birds like pheasants, peacocks, and peafowls, and flightless tassuses spend most of their time walking around on the forest floor.
Their diet consists of berries, fruits, seeds, and insects.
The forest floor also has an animal that does not have any teeth. It's the anteater. Its mouth has adapted to the type of food it eats, ants and termites.
The anteater has a long, thin snout with a sickly pink tongue. The anteater breaks open an ant and termite nests with its sharp claws.
Then it flicks out its tongue to capture the fleeing insects.
The tropical rainforest is home to the largest rodents in the world, too. Is a rodent like a mouse or a rat?
Yes, the capybaras are relatives of mice and squirrels and are about the size of German shepherd dogs.
Capybaras live in groups near rivers in the rainforest. They are called water pigs because they can stay underwater for up to 10 minutes at a time.
The most feared floor animal is the jaguar. Like other big cats, jaguars are fast-running meat eaters that are also good at climbing trees.
Let's move on to the slowest mammal in the rainforest. It's the 3-toed sloth. Sloths take their time doing everything.
It takes a sloth almost 10 hours to travel 1 mile. It can take a whole month to digest a meal. Plus, it hangs upside down from trees.
Sloths are so slow moving that algae grows from their fur. The greenish color of the algae makes the sloth hard to see, protecting them from hungry predators.
Well, it's good sloths are hard to see because it sounds like sloths wouldn't be outrunning their predators anytime soon.
About once a week, a sloth slowly lowers itself to the floor of the forest where it makes a deposit. The waste deposit helps to enrich the soil and helps plants grow.
Are there snakes in the tropical rainforest?
Yes, and two examples are the fir daedalus and the emerald tree boa, which both use heat sensors to catch warm-blooded animals in the dark.
There are also about 80 million different kinds of insects living in the tropical rainforest, including ants, bees, butterflies, beetles, moths, and mosquitoes.
In fact, the rainforest is home to more than 240 species of army ants alone.
Some insects have adapted the way they look to avoid enemies. They use camouflage.
Katydids look just like fallen leaves. A praying mantis looks like the petals of an orchid or a caterpillar, and a caterpillar looks just like a fresh bird droppings. Yuck.
What about fish? It's a rainforest and there's lots of water. Are there any freaky and exotic fish too?
Well, the most feared fish is the piranha. Piranhas swim in the rainforest rivers like the Amazon and in lakes.
Among the 5,000 different kinds of fish in the tropical rainforest, piranhas have the biggest appetites.
Piranhas have razor-sharp teeth that rip apart their prey. Fortunately, they usually don't attack people.
The only animal not afraid of the piranhas is the Amazon river dolphin. They are pink in color and actually eat piranhas.
Are there reptiles living in the tropical rainforest rivers?
Well, crocodiles are one of the many different reptiles. They look like fallen logs lying in the rivers, and they eat fish, birds, and turtles.
Wow, tropical rainforests have so many plants and animals living all over the place.
The tropical rainforests, yes, tropical rainforests, because of the many different varieties of plants and animals, are one of the most exciting and amazing places to visit Earth.
To summarize, tropical rainforests are very beautiful, have a huge impact on world climate, and they contain a humongous amount of plant and animal species.
One thing we haven't mentioned is that Earth's tropical rainforests are disappearing at an alarming rate. Thousands of square miles are destroyed every year.
In less than 50 years, more than half of the world's rainforests have been lost.
In the Amazon, trees are cut down for timber to build things and to clear a path for roads. People need these things, but they also need the forest.
Hopefully a balance can be found soon, so all the different things we have been reading about will not become an endangered or rare sight.
This is our climate graph.
This is all the major areas around the world that have the characteristics of the rainforest. They're mostly in Brazil, Mexico, Africa, Australia, and
Some of our fun facts are: tropical rainforests cover only 6% of the Earth's surface. The Amazon rainforest is the largest rainforest on Earth. It rains all the time in the rainforest, and 6 feet or 72 inches of rain must fall every year for a forest to be called a rainforest. The pitcher plants eat live bugs.
Here's some plants in the rainforest. This one also looks like a starfish with the McAfee stinky flower. And then this one right here is a Mashina. And then this is the biggest plant in like the world. And it's like I think it's like 64 feet big. And that's the Rafflesia. And then this one, this flower and this flower, they're also in the rainforest. They're just not, couldn't find the names for it. So.
Some of the animals in the rainforest is the three-toed sloth, the harpy eagle, the toucan, the anteater, and the ape. And then this is the rainforest food web, and the banana plant gets eaten by a spider monkey, a golden lion tamarine, a tambourine, a three-toed sloth, and a howler monkey. And then this is a palm tree, which gets eaten by a golden lion tambourine. Tamarind. And then it's the three-toed sloth and the howler monkey also eat it. And then the bromelade plant gets eaten by the howler monkey, three-toed sloth, golden lion, tamarine, and the spider monkey. And then the howler monkey gets eaten by a jaguar. The three-toed sloth gets eaten by the jaguar and the ocelot. The golden lion tamarine gets eaten by a harpy eagle, the howler monkey. And then the harpy eagle eats the three-toed sloth and the golden lion tamarine. The spider monkey what? Okay. And then the harpy eagle eats the spider monkey. Pair.
Okay. Endangered animals in the Amazon rainforest. There are many animals that only live in the Amazon rainforest. As these animals are hunted and as the rainforest is destroyed, many of the animals are becoming endangered. Here are some endangered animals that live in the rainforest. Three-toed sloth, golden lion tamarin, jaguar, poison dart frog, and then the hyacinth macaw. The three-toed sloth lives in trees in the rainforest. It sleeps up to 20 hours a day, so it does not need much food. But it does need to live in a very warm climate since it is so lazy and cannot control its body temperature. The sloths are becoming endangered because their homes are being chopped down to use the wood, make charcoal, and clear the land of plant farms. Golden lion tamarins are small orange monkeys that only weigh about a pound. They sleep in holes in the trees. Their habitats has been divided into small areas of the rainforest that don't touch. There is only a small amount of their forest habitat that remains. The monkeys do not have large enough areas of land for them to live in. Jaguars look very much like leopards, but they are a different animal. The jaguar is shorter and thicker. One big difference is the way they capture their food. Leopards are very fast and catch up to their prey. Jaguars follow their dinner quietly and then jump on it when it is not expecting it. Jaguars are endangered because people like to hunt them for their fur. Also, as the forest is destroyed, so are their homes. Poison dart frog's name says it all. They are very poisonous. Their bright colors warn other animals that they are poisonous to eat. They are becoming endangered like so many other animals because their habitat is being destroyed.
Excuse this interruption, please. I need the